Welcome back, everyone. It's been a tumultuous week in just about any category you can pick. Even here in the music world, fine music. You're going to find out today in episode 532 from our lead-up man, Fred Whitlock. Lead away.
There's a 2024 album that I discovered, Galactic Tide Volume 1 by the Haas Company. And it features Andy Timmons on guitar, Steve Haas on drums, Pete Drungle on keyboards, and he composed most of the songs. It's quite a sonic journey. Fierce guitar comes through. The songs are powerful. The playing is strong. Prog rock, heavy, a little bit of heavy, touch of heavy metal guitar. It's quite a musical journey, and it opens up with Leather Pajamas is the first cut. And the second cut is a longer cut, 1979. It's got that jazz fusion, prog rock sound to it, hard edged. The album really grabbed me, and I highly recommend this if you like a touch of jazz, a touch of prog, fusion, and it's nonstop instrumentals. Great playing, great guitar work. Then this week, a reissue of an album by Dwight Twilley, Scuba Divers. It was originally supposed to come out in 1978 on Arista Records, called Blueprint was the original title, but it never got released. Clive Davis put thumbs down on the album and held it up because the single Somebody to Love didn't hit the charts. So then it came out a number of years later, I think around 1981, 82. It was released on EMI Records, and it's a great album. It's one of his better albums. He never stopped producing songs, even when record companies dropped them, he just kept recording. There's albums of rarities out. If you look up his list of albums, Dogs, I highly recommend, and Jungle. But this stands out in his third album, and it starts off with Somebody to Love, and it's a great power pop rock album. It's got some heavier guitar work on some of the cuts. It swings. He's got his usual swagger, a touch of rockabilly in a couple of songs. Danny Kortchmar is on guitar here on this album. His regular guitarist, Bill Pitcock, is on lead guitar also. Sweeping songs that just is part Elvis, part British Invasion. And he puts echo into his voice on a lot of cuts that he did in his latter career. If you like that era of Big Star, Raspberries, Badfinger, the Sutherland Brothers from England, you'll like Dwight Twilley, especially Scuba Divers. It's got a great wild song called 10,000 Scuba Divers, which is kind of a trippy number. And like I said, there's blistering guitar through it. Susan Cowsill is on backup vocals and duets. He used her on a number of albums, and they work well together. The whole band just cooks. And it's a shame this album didn't come out when it should have. I think it wouldn't have held up his career as it did.
Did you say Cowsill like the Cowsills?
Yes,
Okay.
Susan Cowsill had
Yeah.
a kind of a really good pop rock career on her own. Then I discovered this trio Metamorphosis, and they have an album, I hope I pronounced this title right, Ricompasa. And it has an ambient sound. It's an Italian and French musicians, two vibraphones, two marimbas, and a bonodon, which is almost like an accordion. And it's got an ambient sound to it. It's got a Mediterranean sound to it because of the instruments, and it gently comes out and flows. And when I first heard this, I was thinking, is this done electronically? But it's all done on vibraphones and marimbas. Brings that ambient sound to it, and it's a beautiful album. I highly recommend it. Then I discovered this Japanese group who I didn't get much information on, but it's an all-female band, Muses. And they have an album that came out in 23 called Goddess Victory. And they're an instrumental band. It's rock, jazz fusion, touch of progressive rock through it. The guitar wails, and the title song, the keyboards just bring this into a jazz fusion feel. Just the Four of Us has a great keyboard sound to it. The album is creative and brings a lot of pleasure. I hope they come out with some more albums. They have the guitar just wails on the cut, Warrior Woman. And it's music, the chemistry between these four women just work very well. Yes, they're a great band. And if you like instrumental music, touch of prog, touch of jazz fusion, this is the album for you.
I can't wait for Muses and Trio Metamorphosis.
And
We
Dwight
don't
Twilley
mind.
and the Haas Company. It's all good.
The house.
Let's get some
Yeah,
more.
that Haas company, it's got a great guitarist. That Andy Timmons is great on guitar. It's all instrumental too.
All right, let's check it out.